President Obama, meanwhile, speaking out this morning while at a meeting of world leaders in Turkey. Here is what he had to say.
The skies have been darkened by the horrific attacks that took place in Paris. We stand in solidarity with them in hunting down the perpetrators of this crime and bringing them to justice.
So this question this morning, does this mean the U.S. and its allies are going to step up the fight against ISIS? Let's bring in ABC News Chief Foreign Affairs Correspondent Martha Raddatz. Martha, good morning.
Good morning, Dan.
Curious to see what you and your sources are thinking this morning. Do you think these attacks will provoke an escalation by America and its allies?
Well, I think there will be a strong response, probably militarily, by the French. The French have already been bombing in Syria, going after ISIS targets, but they haven't done very many. So I would suspect they would do more. But think about this, Dan. Back in February, when the Jordanian pilot was killed, burned alive by ISIS, the Jordanians, I was over there at the time, the Jordanians really stepped up the airstrikes, but they gradually faded off, and I don't think Jordan has done an airstrike there for a long time. Most of those Arab countries are now concentrating on targets in Yemen. So if they step it up, the real key here is sustaining this fight, sustaining these airstrikes.
Follow-through will be the issue. We are, as everybody knows, in the middle of a presidential campaign here at home. Some of the Republican presidential candidates have been attacking President Obama quite vigorously for not being aggressive enough on ISIS. Let me quote Senator Ted Cruz from Texas, who said, "I recognize Barack Obama does not wish to defend this country." So are you hearing any concrete plans from these critics to do something different on ISIS?
Well, I think they will really take a hard look at this now. They have to take a hard look at this now. And you just heard Matt Olson say, but this is a real law enforcement problem at this point. Yes, they're doing this militarily. They're going after training camps. There was a training camp in Afghanistan a few months ago, they found. But this is law enforcement. They have to understand how these people are getting into these European countries, what you can try to do to stop people going to Syria and coming back. And that is a real manpower issue. Do they have the people to track these people who go into Syria? And I think the answer is probably no. So they're going to take a hard look not only at the military campaign, but the law enforcement issues as well, which is the key here.
There's the law enforcement side and then the military side, and the question of whether to put more boots on the ground, something that Americans don't seem to have, at this point at least, a lot of appetite for. Martha, thank you. We appreciate your guidance this morning.